It's time for another episode of The Oil Stream with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola, presented by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Oil Stream. Nielsen and Gazzola back with you at Boston Pizza, and we're at the Kingsway location, where I will say, of all the other Boston Pizza locations we've been to, I've been there before. I've never been to the Kingsway Boston Pizza, if you can believe it.
Well, it's a nice location. It really is. It's a newer one, and Dusty, it's a bit of a home game for me. I just have to go up 109th Street.
That's it. Simple
it was
for
great.
you.
Yeah, all those
great.
other ones like Hamptons and Terwilliger, and where else were we? Sherwood Park. Like, that was a bit of a hike. You're laughing. You're like, this one's 5 minutes away.
This was one of the longer ones for me. It took about a half hour to get down here. But traffic's not bad when you're coming here at night, as opposed to everybody like getting out of the downtown and everything. So
that's a good point.
it was good. So we're on location at the Boston Pizza at Kingsway. Fergie's prostate, Popeye, an all-time beauty. Guy had a heart attack like 3 weeks ago, and here he is.
He's a man.
Yeah, no,
he is the man.
He's committed to the AM Nasty. He's committed to the Oil Stream. It's great to see him. He's an absolutely terrific guy. We got the one-armed bandits going behind us here. Nice little crowd here tonight. If you're looking for a place to watch the Wednesday game against the Columbus Blue Jackets, check out any Boston Pizza Lounge. They got happy hour from 2 to 5, and then again from 9 until close. And cheers, buddy. Let's do a little cheers here. Nice little Tuesday.
This is nice.
Late time for the Oilers right now. Not much going on, so we'll get into that. As always, the Oil Stream is brought to you by our presenting partners at Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. Nothing says just one game this week like really celebrating with some Popeye's chicken nugs for the whole family. I don't know why you wouldn't do that when they only play Wednesday and then again on Saturday.
Yeah.
19 locations, including at West Edmonton Mall. So a little chicken and a movie, which is what the ladies love. That's a nice night out.
I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what's great is last home game, the Oilers scored in the
Yes,
Popeye's
they
Chicken
did. Popeye's Chicken Minute.
And I had to get the shout out in there. I had to do it
that was great.
Total respect for the Oil Stream and our buddy Furby and all the Popeyes locations in and around our fine area. And they actually did it, man. It took a long time. It took a few years, but they got it done.
Well, they finally, it was nice. What they say it was going to cost, like, how much chicken was that?
It was Jason in Leduc, also an AM Nasty.
Yeah.
He did the math on it, and it's like $647,000 worth of free nugs that night.
I will say this, Furby, I had met with him a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me how passionate he is about the Oilers.
He is.
So I wonder how that one goes over. Like, he wants them to have success, but then that chicken goal goes in, he's like, oh my God, $600,000 for the chicken.
Well, he only has 70 locations in and around the area.
Exactly.
But he is very passionate. He was a Copper Jacket.
Mm-hmm.
So
back in the day,
his passion runs very deep, like
big
many
time
do.
supporter.
Yes, 100%.
Big time supporter of the Oilers, and one of the reasons he's a supporter here of the Oil Stream as well. All right, we've got stuff to get to for sure. There's a lot of conversation to have, but this is a weird spot right now for the Oil because they're on this heater. They've won 6 in a row. They get Columbus. They get Chicago, but they had 3 days off before Columbus. They're going to have a couple more days off before Chicago, and then into the All-Star break. It's like 2 games over a 15-day stretch or whatever it is, Tommy. Would you rather have kept playing on a more regular basis right now, or do you take that mid-season sort of rest that they're getting?
At this, I think naturally you'd probably want to keep playing, especially if you're on a heater. But I think this bye week / All-Star break has been so ingrained into the newer players that are in the league over since the last lockout, so 2012, 2013. That it's old hat to them. They plan around it. It's part of their season. I was talking to Jack Campbell the other day, and I was like, "Are you breaking stuff?"
I just knocked the straw out of my drink. This camera just keeps slowly turning on me. I just want to make sure we get it right there.
There we go.
Anyway, you talked to Jack Campbell.
So I talked to Jack Campbell the other day. Again, very, very quiet days at practice. Not a lot going on. And he's in very good spirits, and I would be too if I was unbeaten in this calendar year. And I'm like, what do you got going on for the bye week? And he's like, well, my fiance and I are going to Cabo. And I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, next year we're getting married there. I'm like, site visit? He's like, a little bit.
Wow, nice, fancy.
Yeah, and it's funny because he's a very sincerely nice person. And so he's telling me, he's like, we're thinking of this place and this place. And I was like, you know what? It's funny. My parents are literally down there right now. And he goes, what are they doing? I'm like, they went whale watching the other day. I didn't know you could do that. I've been to Cancun,
You didn't know you could go whale watching in Mexico?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I went deep
excursions, buddy.
I know. We went deep sea fishing for my buddies. It was like a
thank you
to the groomsmen. And out of like the 8 of us, 5 or 6 got sick. We caught a barracuda. Those things are nasty.
Ooh, nice.
And a bunch of tuna. But I didn't know whale watching because it's on the Pacific coast side. And he's like, I want to do that. And I was like, I believe you. So it was a nice chat. That's the kind of thing that these guys are doing, and it's just part of the routine now, it feels like.
My wife and I got married just down the road here. Chateau Louis.
It's very nice.
Edmonton. Very nice. Very great. Very good.
Nice.
And then we went on a cruise shortly after we were married, and we had a chance to go whale watching. I was like, odds are we won't even see any whales.
And
so we didn't go.
What'd you do?
So then the people, I don't know, we did something else around it. But anyway, the people who did go whale watching, we had dinner with them after, and they saw a bunch of whales, like a feeding fest. Tammy was giving me the old stink eye. She's like, we should have gone whale watching. So, yeah, that was tough. Hey, Campbell or Skinner, who do you think plays more post-All-Star break?
I think
Dead even split, or does it lean one way or the other?
I think it'll be Skinner, but I think it's going to be pretty close to 50-50. I mean, now you find this scenario here, like it's obviously riding really high right now, especially with Campbell's success rate. You know, how he's getting it done has been pretty solid too. I think the team's defense has played better in front of both goalies, but I think it is becoming Skinner's crease. Like he's getting the edge, whereas before maybe, and naturally we thought that this would be Campbell like 60-40 type of thing, or 55-45, but I think, Skinner with his overall play has kind of tipped the scales. I think that's a fair way to describe the scenario. It could always go back.
I think if I would probably say the easy answer, the real answer is probably going to be very close, 50-50.
Yeah.
But I think you might see more Campbell down the stretch. This is your $5 million guy. He's the guy you brought in to be that guy in the playoffs. And if Skinner is that guy, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm totally fine with it. But I think, especially with the schedule being a little bit easier, might be a chance. And, I mean, Campbell's played better than Skinner since the beginning of the year, right? Skinner hasn't played as much, but when he has played, he hasn't been overly great.
Right.
So I think maybe a little bit more for Campbell. But in the end, as long as you have one of them going come playoff time, that's pretty much all you can ask for.
And it's a reminder, too, Stuart Skinner is still a young goalie.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Jack Campbell is supposed to be not your full-fledged 60-game number one guy, because you do have Stuart Skinner. But in these high-pressure situations at the beginning of the year, Skinner would have been the guy that you would have been planning on watching.
Yeah.
Or him be watching. And be watching Campbell in the net.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out. I think it's too early to have that conversation, but
okay.
They got to have it. They're not doing anything else.
Well, of course. I'll just end it with this. It's like you look compared to maybe a year from today, or a year back from today, and you go, well, you're rolling out Koskinen and Smith, and then you were, splicing in some Skinner when you add them up, and you're like, what are you going to get on a night-to-night basis? I don't know. Maybe a good performance. I don't know. It was just always a toss-up, and now, especially with the way both guys are getting results and the team playing in front of them, it's like, you know what? You can rely on them. At least it seems like it's a more comfortable situation compared to a year ago.
I don't know if people can hear the tunes in here right now, but they're playing Kid Rock right now. And Kid Rock is actually this is the Chris Russell goal song.
Is it?
This is the song that I made the Chris Russell goal song out of.
It's
nostalgic here. Nostalgic with the tunes going.
Someone came in and just dropped like a 20 in the juice box or jukebox.
In the jukebox.
I almost said juice box.
Yeah. So somebody in here right now picked Kid Rock right now.
He's rocking out. He's wearing an Oilers hat. He's wearing an Oilers hat. He's rocking out, and he was staring at us. I think he did this deliberately, and you know what? I'm all here for it.
I'm not opposed to it.
The staff here is dancing to it.
Yeah, well, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Put on a hell of a show. There's a lot of things you can say about Kid Rock, but we'll say he has put on good shows. I've seen him in concert before. All right, so the jerseys. Let's go Jersey.
Sure.
Your Remchuk was talking about jerseys. You're the Jersey insider. What are we thinking for this Heritage Classic?
How dare your Remchuk steal my thunder? Didn't he know? No, I'm just kidding.
Your Remchuk, you're the worst.
Why would you do that? No, great information. He nailed it. I've been sworn to secrecy.
But your Remchuk hasn't.
No, he has not, and he spread the wealth among the Oilers faithful, and that was a good scoop. He nailed it. So the plan is to make it based off of the Edmonton Mercury.
The Edmonton Mercury
1952
jersey,
Mercuries. Okay, I'll just say this. I've seen it. I've said I was sworn to secrecy.
Can you draw it for me, like one of your French ladies?
I could draw it. I would happily draw it like a French lady. But Yaremchuk's information was 100% rock solid. There's a few details in there that will kind of pop up. They're minor details, but ones that'll be important to the overall look. And when I saw it, I was just like, yep, that's good. That's real good. I think it's going to go over well. It really touches into the heritage
that's good.
of Edmonton hockey, and the colors and the overall aesthetic of it is something that hockey fans in Edmonton that associate with the Oilers have not seen before.
Yeah, it's cool. A unique look.
And I think ultimately they'll be like, damn, that's a great idea. And I think they're going to sell well. They'll wear them in the Heritage Classic. They'll probably wear them a few times like we're seeing with the Winter Classic jerseys throughout the season. And it'll be a one-year thing. And
cha-ching.
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 But Yaremchuk's information was muy bueno. And I look forward to seeing those bad boys in late October of this year.
And Yaremchuk, we miss you. We love you. And we hate being one of your biggest rivals.
You know what? We should try to get him on here.
Well, yeah, you go on. He never invites me to go on that.
No, we should just try to throw money at him to get him on.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good idea.
Right?
Actually, yeah.
Who does that?
We can put his brand under our brand.
Yeah,
that would be great. I don't know why this camera keeps slowly creeping over a little bit. It'll work its way. Every time I hit the table, it kind of moves. I guess it's not balanced. Don't do it on purpose.
Sorry.
All right, so Evander Kane. They get the Blue Jackets. They get the Hawks.
Yeah.
Will Evander Kane be available for either of those games, do you think?
It doesn't sound like he's a go tomorw.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not in town. And Gregor mentioned that, and Gregor got some information on it, that like this trial for his bankruptcy could be up to a week, but I guess there's a chance he could be back for Saturday.
Okay, so we don't know about Saturday, but he's not going to play against the Blue Jackets.
And like today I was at the practice. They did a skills practice. He wasn't on the ice again. So, and you know, just one last thing about that is like people are like, well, couldn't they have scheduled that better? I don't think the court of law or bankruptcy court really gives two iotas about
this is
the
probably
NHL.
the best place to schedule it right now, right? You're not going to miss 3 games. You're going to miss maybe 2.
Yeah, and I feel like
one for sure.
They must have worked with him to some extent because
done it.
Yeah, so
if not, this could have been placed anywhere. You know, like
it could have
this
been
would
in
have
the
been
playoffs.
a request. Hey, can we get this done here? So
right, like it could have been in April or something. Yeah. And, you know, they'd be really SOL.
All right, let's dive into your Boston Pizza appetizer, and we are here at Boston Pizza, Kingsway location. If you're in the area, a great place to swing by. They got happy hour 2 to 5, and again from 9 until close. If you're looking for some place to watch the Oilers and the Blue Jackets on Wednesday, make sure you swing by here as well. I posted the question. I guess about an hour ago now, over 1,200 votes because people are degens when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Oilers being all in, what level are you at? No untouchables or no to Holloway and Broberg being moved? So Holloway and Broberg would be viewed as untouchables, or is it no untouchables?
Oh.
So right now, as we record this, 58.6% are saying Holloway and Broberg are off limits. So 41.4% are really only viewing it as a true all-in. So I'm a little surprised by those responses. But
yeah.
What do you think? Where do you come out on this? Lots of good comments, too, but what do you think?
It's interesting because, like, define all in. Like, you got to go and get the biggest name out there. And I think that's – I was having lunch today, and a couple of buddies that I hadn't seen in years were at the restaurant, and they came up to me, and they're like, hey, man, are they going to make a play for Chychrun? Are they going to go and get someone huge? We're waiting. And I'm like, I don't want to let you guys down. Like, anything could happen, but I don't think that's the way it's going. And I know the Avs had a chance last year, and they went and got Josh Manson. That was a big splash. But then, like, the Lehkonen pickup and the Cogliano pickup, I think were almost as important. And you know, it's we said it earlier in the season, or going into the season, it's how you tweak and redefine your team and mold it into a championship caliber team. I think you will find a player or a defenseman that will pop up and become available that could really solidify this blue line. And, you know, the last thing I was told was the list is long at what they're looking at in terms of defensemen that the pro scouts are keeping an eye on. And they're having their pro scouting meetings. And
that's happening right away here?
That's happening right now. I think right now or right away in Vegas. And it's this week. And
what a nice place to have pro scouting meetings.
Well, they're not going to Lac La Biche or Whitecourt or
exactly.
anything like that. Like,
not
you
in
can
the
have
middle
them
pretty much
January.
anywhere. You get to go to Vegas.
Yeah, they go to Vegas.
God.
So anyway, but it just they centralize it.
Yeah.
Hub cities is anywhere where flights go, and they can enjoy a little bit of
that
decent
makes
weather.
sense. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because they have everybody like all out and about. So that's why they just pick a hub somewhere nice. And
it's
kind of a treat. And it's a way to treat the scouting staff as well.
That's
that are
true.
dogging,
for all your hard work and stuff.
All the hours they put in. Some of them are driving, all that stuff. But yeah, I think, you know what, like the big names, and I saw Saravalli had Jake McCabe out there. He had Ekholm.
Does
somebody
put Mayfield out there? I thought I heard Lotide and JMO talking about Mayfield today.
It's possible. So there are those types of guys that when teams fall out, they'll all of a sudden be available depending on how that management team sees it and sees and reassesses their situation.
I don't think I would put Broberg or Holloway in play.
No.
I think I keep both of them. So if that means I'm not fully committed to the Oilers being all in this year, then I guess I'm not committed to the Oilers being all in year, if that's how you view it. Because, I think Holloway helps the team, and I think Broberg helps the team. Like, they both help. All these other pieces, anything else. If we're taking Broberg and Holloway out of the conversation, anything else, Bourgault's, Reed Schaefer's, first-round picks, second-round picks, whoever else, anybody else,
right?
I don't care about it. Like, I don't care about it, care where the value is. Yeah, I'll have another one. But for me, I don't know if Broberg. Somebody actually, let's look at the comments here because there's one
you've
comment.
Got a lot.
Like, it's been good. It's a good conversation. Basically, it was Broberg being included in some sort of deal for like a Colton Parayko type. Now,
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that won't happen.
Yeah,
but if that did happen, then probably have some time for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
not happening though.
That's thinking big outside the box and in the realm.
But that is fully on in, like all in. Like that is like.
Yeah, but one other thing too is like I know they keep kicking down issues down the road, but at some point you're going to need those layers of players coming in to make this thing sustainable if they really want to truly be a competitive team for more than 1 or 2 years at a time.
Rolling in there,
And I think Broberg and Holloway are part of that plan.
Well, it's true, but it's great to be competitive for the next couple of years, but you have to make sure you're competitive enough that McDavid and Draisaitl stick around. Right? Which is part of being like, hey, the cupboards aren't empty. Like, we're still locked and loaded. Yeah. Here's another 8 years. Let's keep it going. So, I think that kind of plays into it as well. So, that's kind of the result. So it's more people are leaning towards making Holloway and Broberg untouchable than being completely all in. I don't know if you checked it out. Cass and Gager on 2 guys yesterday. Cass was so fired up because Gager's like, I don't think I'm ready to go all in with this group because you know how it is in Edmonton, man, and on the Oil Stream and wherever. It's like this, right? Like they lose 3. Like you do the post-game show. Nobody knows it more than this guy about the wild roller coaster that Oilers fans have with this team.
A month ago, they were ready to jump
Gager
off
basically said, he goes, they've won 6 in a row, a lot of it against weaker competition or teams on back-to-backs. Yeah. He's like, all of a sudden you're changing everything and just being like, here's everything. No. And Cass was like, I don't care, it's all. So it was pretty good, actually. It was a fun conversation from
those
the boys.
Guys. Those guys.
It was a good debate. But, the way they viewed it is exactly how this poll is viewing it right now. Yeah. Like 58-42 split right now.
Yeah, that is tighter than I thought it would be.
I think my favorite reply to this was from Raider Jesse, who says, who cares? We need to confirm a hard date for the bald guy draft so I can clear my schedule. We're going to do a bald guy draft next week because it's a quiet week.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know when we're going to do that. I was hoping to do it Wednesday, but Gage was not available Wednesday. I'm off Monday, Tuesday. You're in for me Monday, Tuesday. So we might have to do it on Thursday. But anyway, bald guy draft next week on the Nielsen Show.
That's awesome.
All right, so let's a couple other things still want to get to. One would be inside the numbers for CoolBet. And I talked about this a little bit on my show today. And hey, if you're betting the Oilers against the Blue Jackets, you're probably going to look at them in regulation. You're probably going to look at them like -1.5, maybe even like -2.5.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bet builder over at CoolBet with Connor McDavid scoring and a bunch of other things happening in that game. You can find all of that at coolbet.com. I brought this up on my show in the 6 o'clock hour today because it's a ridiculous thought, but it's also ridiculous that it might not be a ridiculous thought.
What?
And that is, I was driving into work today and I just thought, like, McDavid's insane.
Yes.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I honestly believe Connor McDavid will have an 8 or a 9-point game in his National Hockey League career. Like, that's the thing popped in my head this morning. I'm driving to work. And instantly I was like, well, that's nuts. Like, everything had to go right for Gagne, blah, 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 blah. But I don't think it's crazy. Like, I think at some point, like, Connor McDavid's good. He can get 5-6 points legitimately.
Yeah.
Then you need a couple of lucky points. You need that goalie have a bad night. You need a power play to go 5 for 6 on the night or something.
Yep.
And all of a sudden he's got 8 or 9 points. Like, I honestly think Connor McDavid will get 8 or 9 points at a game at some point in his career, which is just It's insane to think, but tell me it's not possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
And he had a 6-point night against Colorado 2-3 seasons ago. And that was,
so he needs 2 more points.
And he barely played in the third period.
Yeah.
He had 6 points by the end of the second.
What if it's a 9-8 game? Like, they have to keep going. They have to keep
like
pushing.
that crazy LA Seattle game we saw. So
I think it happens.
I think he could have 7 or 8. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if it's possible, but I'm going to reach out to the boys and ask. I wonder if Coolbeck can get us like a running bet on will Connor McDavid have an 8-point night in his career. You just bet yes or no on it.
It might be tomorrow, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what we said. Eric pointed out, he goes, what if it's tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or Dave Jameson today pointed to Saturday. He goes, in honor of Sam Gagner, he does it against the Blackhawks.
Oh, my.
Which would be the most McDavid thing ever.
And that was in February. This is late January, so maybe there's something there.
I remember being at that game, man.
Same.
That was once it started to pile up. You're like, I remember going along the press row. You're like, 6 points. Yeah. He got 6 points. Oh my God, he's got 7 points. That was a special night. That was a special night.
That was insane.
Anyway, I think Connor McDavid can do it.
Same.
If you disagree with me on that, then you are a Connor McDavid hater. The Oilers win 8 in a row here going into the All-Star break?
Yeah.
Think so? There's no letdown?
No, and I think Columbus was lucky last night in Calgary. There was no reason why they were in that game or even got to overtime outside of Korpisalo. So I don't think that happens again tomorrow night.
All right, that's going to do it for another episode of the Oil Stream right here at Boston Pizza in Kingsway. Thank you to this crew for having us. I've already got like the next 3 schedules.
That's awesome.
They're fired up. They got us lined up in February, March,
love it.
And even April. So, watch for those. We'll get that out, and we'd love for you to pop by, hang out, have some dinner with us, and
staff
chill and talk some
awesome.
with us. The staff here is great.
Yeah,
very, very polite staff.
Shayna, Alyssa, Day, and Travis.
Here, the bartender might have his own podcast.
I know. We're going to have to
watch
discuss
for some details on that on a future episode of the Oil Stream. As always, brought to you by our wonderful partners at Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. We'll be back with another episode on Friday, getting you set for the final game for the Oilers for quite some time against the Chicago Blackhawks. Tommy, get us out of here, buddy.
Awesome. Reminder, come see me down at the Ice House. I'm trying to get cast down there for the pre- and post-game shows, but all the Oilers home games, we are live on location at Canadian Ice House in Ice District. So come by, say hi, can't miss us. We've got a big banner, and I'm the dork in the suit wearing the headset. So come by, say hi, and without further ado, big thank you and shout out to the staff here. Fergie's Prostate, who came down. Nice to chat with him. Good to see he's okay. Like, share, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button. #influencer. We out.